Good morning to all my dear students. In our today's class, we are going to start a new lesson, that is locomotion and movement. So now let us first define these terms, or let us see what is the difference between the locomotion and movement. Movement, it is one of the significant feature of organism. A wide range of movements are seen in animals and plants. When you move, the body parts are moving and you do not change your position. So, without changing the position, when you are moving the parts of your body, like waving your hand or head, or just sitting at one place, you are moving your body parts, then that is considered as a movement. The another example of movement is the streaming movement of protoplasm, the movement of the limbs. So this is movement which do not result in change of place, that is movement. Now let us see locomotion. There are certain movements like running, swimming, which involve the change of place, and such movements are called locomotion. For locomotion, the animals have locomotory systems or organs. For example, Paramecium has cilia, which helps in movement. Euglena has flagella, which helps in movement of euglena. Same way, amoeba has pseudopodia or false feet. Animal use forelimbs and hind limbs, whereas the man use hind limb for locomotion. That is, we are using our legs, which are referred to as hind limbs. Now, why do you all move, or why do organisms move or locomote? So, the first reason for the locomotion is search for food, shelter, and safe breeding grounds. The second reason is finding out the favorable environmental condition. And the third most important reason is to escape the predators. Now let us see what are the type of movements that are seen. The first type is amoeboid movement, which is seen in amoeba, and amoeba moves with the help of pseudopodia. Then second movement is the ciliary movement, which involve the movement of cilia. Just now I mentioned you the example. Paramecium is the organism that moves with the help of cilia. Now the next is the muscular system or the muscle skeleton, where the muscles, which are basically the skeletal muscles which are attached to bones, these muscles have the property of contraction, and that helps you to move. The locomotion is requiring the perfect coordination between muscular, nervous, and skeletal system. Now let us see the different type of movements that you people do, or that are in the human beings. So when human beings locomote, the examples of the locomotion involves walking, running, climbing, etc. Whereas when you talk about the movement in us, the movement, we show all the three type of movements. Now when you talk about the amoeboid movement in human beings, then movement of macrophages and leukocytes is amoeboid. Macrophages and leukocytes are related to immunity of the body. Whereas when you talk about the ciliary movement in your body, then such type of movement is occurring in internal tubular organ, where the cilia are moving and causing the movement of the things. For example, there are cilia in the fallopian tube that helps in catching of the egg or the ovum when it is released. Then such type of ciliated epithelium is found in large intestine also. So these are the example of ciliary movement. Now next and the most important movement that is shown by us is the muscular movement. which involve the movement of your limbs, that is hands and legs, movement of your jaws and your tongue. So all these movements are basically brought about by the muscles. Your stomach contract and relax, your kidney movement, your heart movement, all these movements are basically brought about by the muscles. Now let us see the muscles. These are the specialized tissue which are mesodermal in origin, and 40% to 50% of your body weight is contributed by muscle. The muscles have properties like elasticity, contractibility, and based on location, muscles are of three types. You have already learned about these three types of muscles in your previous classes also. So the first type of muscle is the skeletal muscle or striated muscles which are attached to bones. They are also called voluntary muscles because their movement is under your control. The second muscles are the smooth muscles or unstriated muscles. These muscles are present in internal organs like stomach, kidney, and they are basically involuntary because their movement is not under our control. And the third and the most important muscles are the cardiac muscles or the heart muscles. They are also involuntary muscles, and they, as per their name, it is very clear that they are present in the human heart, and they basically brings about the contraction and relaxation in the heart, so the heart can pump the blood to body parts and to lungs. So this is the general introductory part that we have discussed today in our class. In our next class, we will discuss in detail about the structure of skeletal muscles, because of which the movement of the body part is possible. That's all for the day. Thank you.